All right, welcome back. We continue with the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown, and a physical game like today is followed by another physical game, maybe even more physical next week when the Steelers travel to Baltimore. Originally, it was Steelers bye week today. They would have gotten ready for that game. As it turns out, Ravens get a bye week. So, Chris Mueller, let's talk about that and what you can expect in that game, because I think that matchup could be even more physical in this one. And if there is a concern for me, it's back-to-back these kinds of games. You?
Yeah, I think that's always something that's a legitimate concern. I think Tennessee is probably the team that tries to be at least the most physical offensive club in the league, and Henry is certainly the most physical running back, so I think that's absolutely a real thing. I don't think that's a fabrication at all. What I'm really interested to see, though, is, again, how that Devin Bush-less middle of the defense, and I include Minka in this, and I know he's healthy, deals with the Ravens trying to use play action, trying to get those tight ends involved, and otherwise just trying to exploit the soft middle of a defense once their running game, or if their running game gets going. I think this is an interesting matchup, too, for one other reason. There are really good corners there in Baltimore, but I think this Steelers team has a lot of pick-your-poison vibes going on offense with their passing game, and I'm very interested to see if Ben Roethlisberger is able to exploit the fact that I don't think the Ravens have as many good defensive backs as the Steelers do wide receivers.
You know, guys, obviously I'm getting a lot of criticism, as I'd imagine Charlie Batches, because we both picked the Titans to win this game, and one of the reasons I picked the Titans to win, it was a good matchup, two good teams, but I thought the Steelers might have been looking ahead to the Ravens. That's kind of the way I felt. Obviously, they need to have a similar game plan going into the Ravens because it's another really good running team, and you got to get ahead of them. So they need a fast start just like they had today, and they need to be able to stop the run. Obviously, the quarterback is a little more dynamic with Lamar Jackson, but they needed pretty much the same game plan. I think they can win this game. I think they're the better team than the Ravens, but always going to Baltimore scares me. It's never easy there.
Yeah, and there's a couple things from what each of you just said that I think are important. First of all, I've been screaming all year for these guys to be more efficient in the first quarter on offense, and they finally got their first touchdown drive to open a game in what felt like ages, or at least December of 2018, because that's what it was. And being up on teams is going to allow their defense to tee off the way they have. The one thing that can slow down the Steelers' defense, and I can't believe the Titans didn't go to the well with this more often, especially in the fourth quarter, was play action, because they were able to get some bites on it, and the tight ends in the middle of the field. I cannot believe the Titans didn't look to exploit those two spots, because it looked like the Steelers were ready to give up on play action to the tight ends in the middle of the field, and I could see the Ravens doing the same thing next week.
All right, real quick, we have to do this in rapid fire. 3 quick topics. Number 1 will be Robert Spillane. Just give me a quick assessment how you think he did today, a big hit on Derrick Henry. First you, Chris Mueller.
Big hit on Derrick Henry leaves Robert Spillane hurting. That tends to be what happens when you try to lay big hits on Derrick Henry. But you know what? Heck of a play. Got to laud him for it. Even though it was wiped out immediately thereafter by that holding call on 4th down, I give the guy a lot of credit and a lot of guts, I think it takes to stick your nose in there against that guy.
You know, he was thrown right into the fire. I thought he did okay. He did an adequate job. I mean, obviously there were some mistakes out there, but yeah, the highlight today was another big hit, just like it was against the Browns. I think the Steelers, it worked today. The Steelers are going to continue to go with him.
Yeah, Bryant McFadden and Ramon Foster both said it on a fan morning show this week. He's a guy who's willing to stick his head in the fan, to coin a phrase. It's a Mike Tomlinism from behind the scenes that he likes to use. He stuck his head in the fan. He paid the price, but he also made Derrick Henry feel it.
Yeah, at least he did an interview afterwards, which leads me to think he's going to be okay for next week. We will see. All right, next topic real quick again is LeVeon Bell. He made his debut with Kansas City. Chris Mueller, again, you first on this one. Go around the horn. Your impressions of what he can do for Kansas City, a big factor or not?
I think he can be a very big factor in small doses, because I think they have their guy still in Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But if Bell is kind of rejuvenated, playing in a creative offense with the best quarterback in the league, which is exactly what Kansas City boasts, then I think he can absolutely be lethal in the open field. He's not in New York, or should I say the swamps of New Jersey, anymore.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with Chris here. I think he can be the X factor, maybe not the big factor. He's definitely going to help out this offense. I mean, if you add LeVeon Bell and maybe an inspired LeVeon Bell, which it seems like he is right now because he's on a Super Bowl contender, I think this is a dangerous team when you add him and Clyde Edwards-Helaire back there.
Yeah, he's a fantastic insurance policy for Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, in that if Edwards-Helaire should go down, he can step in or step up. Same goes with some of those dynamic guys out of the slot like Nicole Hardman. Bell can step in there as well. They can use him a bunch of different ways. As long as they don't overuse him and he doesn't expect to be overused, it'll work out well for them.
All right, 1 minute left before the period ends here. This period anyway. We're going to talk about Antonio Brown. He finally signed, and it was with Tampa Bay. The same Tampa Bay that Bruce Arians said he would not come to because he was a diva. In fact, today he said Tom Brady had no influence over this decision. Chris Mueller, I am stunned by that comment. You, and what do you expect?
Yeah. I think Bruce Arians is lying there. I think Tom Brady had a ton of influence over this decision. And I don't know, did you see Tampa today? Did they look like a team that needs him? I do worry, even with Brady, that it's too many mouths to feed with just one football.
No influence. The guy's living with them, right? I mean, aren't they going to live together in Tampa? Come on. It has to be. We know Bruce Arians didn't really like this guy. Now he's on the team. It makes Tampa better, no question about it. Here's what worries me. His contract is based on incentives. He might not reach those. And you know what happens when Antonio Brown doesn't reach those goals and incentives?
Yeah, the first time Mike Evans and Chris Godwin each go off for a couple of touchdowns in a game and he gets 3 targets, this is going to go sideways. Or at least the first couple of times he may let it slide, but he won't let it slide for long. He's AB. He'll combust.
Or worse yet, Brady somehow gets hurt, which I know he never gets hit, but Blaine Gabbert comes in and he starts demanding the football. Ooh, it could be interesting. When we come back, we're going to shift gears, talk about college. Pitt got blown out. Year 6 of Pat Narduzzi, James Franklin. How did he let that happen? It's all coming up right here on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.